Computer.
Don't like it. Don't like it.
Big brother, man, or big sister. Big sister's watching.
I don't like it, man. No, sir. I don't like it.
Very robotic voice, too. It sounds like Skynet's looking after us, man.
So does that make me, what's his face?
Are you John Connor?
The black guy that gets blown up? Yeah. Is
that guy. Isn't that the same dude that he's the guy breaking into the vault in Die Hard? Isn't that the same guy?
Yeah.
Kind of a nerdy, kind of a tall, skinny, nerdy black guy.
He is kind of that. There it is. Hey, we are Livy.
Are we Livy? Howdy, folks. We are Livy right here on a Wednesday, and we're glad you could join us. It's the Evan and Aaron show. I'm Aaron. This is my buddy Evan, and we do this hopefully every Wednesday night. We've done it most Wednesday nights for about a little over a year now. This is episode 68, my man. Episode 68.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to leave that one. Let's leave next episode alone, shall we? Or, I mean,
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
There you go. Okay, sounds good. Hey, man, I tell you what. What's up, Io? What's up, everyone? I have a question for you to start everything out, man. Tell the concert, dude. How was it? I mean, it's nice getting back to the 3-dayers. I mean, that's pretty nice, right?
Let me tell you, it was just a wonderful experience to be back out there. It was, a year in the making, even longer than that, because I'd probably gotten my tickets probably 9 months before that. So it was really just fantastic to be out there. I met up with some old friends, a couple guys I hadn't seen in a few years, a couple guys I hadn't seen in 20 years, and just picked right back up. It was great. We camped on site. And at this point we're all pros at it. So everybody brought way too much stuff. So we feasted, and, this is the first time somebody put on weight while camping. And I'm pretty sure I put on like 5 pounds from just sitting around eating everything. But it was a blast. And the shows themselves, I mean, in retrospect, I think it seems like this summer is going to go down in Phish lore. And I definitely think the 3 nights at Deer Creek, and yes, it's Deer Creek. It's always Deer Creek, are just going to go down in history. I mean, they just busted out some crazy runs, some awesome jams, some songs they haven't played in a while, just some mashups that you've never heard before in your life. I mean, they're known for kind of, playing 5-10 minutes of a song, then disappearing into a jam and come back to that song, or playing a song and it goes into another, and then back into the original song. That's not unusual, but man, they had a spot about halfway through the second set on Saturday night where they must have played 6-7 different songs over the course of about 25 minutes. And they changed the timing, the tempo, just everything about it was fantastic. These guys are just phenomenal musicians. And I think they specifically love this venue, and they have a good time when they come to Noblesville. They know the crowd's up for it. It's usually about kind of halfway through. So they're really, really in the flow of things, but not quite burned out from the tour yet. And fans bring it. Fans really bring it up here. So nice. I had a blast. I got a lot going on. So it was a little bit tough at times to just really kind of let go, but I had a blast. The weather was fantastic for a 3-day weekend. I mean, it was a little hot, especially about Sunday afternoon, got kind of warmish, but I tell you, some great
Friday and Saturday were beautiful.
Great. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Some great sunsets and some really nice breezes, blowing through the crowd. So, really good time. I'm if you have a chance to go sometime, even just one night, I'll take you. I think you would have a blast.
And I saw the band, dude. I saw the band. You had it out, and it was like, man, styling and profiling.
Yeah, man, it's a blast to have that thing. It's just so much room. It cools down nice. I'm we're still new to it, so kind of learning it. But it was fantastic to have. To be able to get out of the sun for a little bit, carried all our gear in.
Gotta go.
And just, yeah, I'm looking forward to many adventures in that van.
Yes. Awesome, man. Awesome. It has been a busy week, my friend, in news. And I tell you, let's start with the obvious, shall we? I mean, COVID. Let's dive right in. I mean, we've got the Delta variant, we've got the Lambda variant now. They're talking about the fact that Lambda is not just as contagious, but possibly even more contagious as Delta. And this is I'm not trying to push anything here, but I want to kind of get your opinion on this. How much of this is because, do you think, how much of this is because people just absolutely refuse to get vaccinated? Are they setting the stage for more and more variants to pretty much just wreak havoc on our fall and winter? What do you think?
Well, I think without a doubt, we're going to see, look, viruses mutate. It's what they do. When they run out of their normal options, and they've got the correct environment for it, they mutate. They don't like to be killed off. They find a way to survive, so to speak, to quote Jurassic Park. And it was going to happen no matter what, but it has been incredibly exacerbated by the fact that a significant portion of the population still refuses to get vaccinated and still refuses to mask up. The more this transmits, the deadlier it becomes. That's the entire point of a virus. It's what it does. It's its purpose in life. And we're, as a society, we're enabling it. We've got a certain segment of our society that, at this point, it's become comically political and social, because I don't think people are even giving any thought as to whether or not there is value to the vaccine. They're doing it simply to it. It's like me choosing not to watch a particular show I didn't start with everybody else, like Game of Thrones or something like that. Yeah. And then just saying, no, I'm just not going to watch this show. I get kind of weirdly petty about it and kind of stubborn and say, you know what? I held out this long. I'm not going to do it. But you know what? Nobody can potentially die because I chose not to watch the first 6.5 seasons of the Game of Thrones, versus what we're seeing right now. And what we're seeing right now is a shit ton of people who've spent the last 1.5 years calling it a hoax, saying I'm not going to wear a dirty underwear on my face and all this stuff. And now they're begging for their lives, begging, for a ventilator, frantically telling their loved ones and anybody they know that they need to go out and get the vaccine. And if that shit right there doesn't convince you, if that's not enough, then you have chosen to be Typhoid Mary. You have specifically said, I don't give a fuck about anybody, including myself. I don't care if I get it, and I don't care if I get it and give it to other people. And that's really the worst of us. That's the worst of American personal freedom.
There's a number I want you to remember, my friend, and that number is 178. There are currently, right now, 178 kids, toddlers, children that are in ICU units in the state of Florida. Now, you may be like, it's just 100 and some kids. Okay, blah, blah. They are the leading state throughout the entire duration of COVID. Mm-hmm. They're the leading state for adolescents and children having COVID and being hospitalized for COVID. Here's where I'm gonna. I've been on my Stephen A. kick, man, and I'm getting on a Stephen A. kick again this week, and I'm focused on Ron DeSantis. This guy, Ron DeSantis, is a caricature. He has ceased becoming a joke. He was a joke a long time ago. He is now a running caricature in American infamy. I mean, this guy is literally as you said, man, he is literally doubling down, tripling down on the fact, on the hope that he gets the nomination for the Republican nomination for president. He's hoping that he gets that. He's hoping that he gets the support of the MAG idiots. He's hoping that he gets all of that support. And the problem is that you're killing kids. You're putting kids in the hospital in order to get it done. And he's going to start making sure that people, educators and administrators who actually have a brain to take care of children, he's going to make sure they don't get paid. Now, I can't just be mad at him.
No.
What are we doing? Last time I checked, I know that there's a lot of thin lines. Someone out there, Aaron, you may know, I don't know, someone may be able to help me out. Why can't the federal government step in? What is going on here when you have a governor who is literally defying science, who is literally trying to defy what scientists, what all of your specialists, what the CDC, what the federal government is saying. Last time that happened, and yes, two different things, but last time a Governor Wallace, defied the federal government stepped in. I don't understand how this guy can continue to have a megaphone to espouse this bullcrap, man. This literal vitriol that kills people, that is putting children in the hospital. Why isn't the federal government, or why isn't the rest of the state Republicans, why aren't they saying you're an idiot? And you know what? The fact is, I'm tired of asking Republicans to turn on Republicans, because that's not going to happen. That's like asking Bloods to turn on Bloods. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, man. And the fact is that we have to be sure that we've got enough people on this side of sanity to look at this guy and say, you're done. You're out. You're out. I don't know what else to say about it, man. I don't know what else to say about it. It pisses me off, partly because I'm an educator, partly because I'm a parent, but mostly because I'm an American. It's stupid, dude. I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know what he's trying to pull.
Well, I mean, maybe Ron DeSantis is just representative of the average Florida person, and that's why.
Man, I hope not, man.
That's why he got elected. And in
but
that,
he's changed. I gotta believe he's changed, man.
In that respect, then I mean, it would be interesting to bring Hamilton and Jefferson around and see what they think of this, because this is a lot of this does have to do with individual rights and states' rights. And I mean, unless and until enough people in the state of Florida decide, I'm sick of this guy lying to us, and I'm sick of this guy restricting us in our ability to look after ourselves, i.e. mask mandates for schools, businesses. The cruise lines won that battle, so I think the schools are eventually going to as well. But until the people of Florida decide it, then I don't know that there's much to do. And all I can say is I'm going to miss Disney World. But that's about it, because, Ron DeSantis is a drug dealer who either puts the fentanyl in or knowingly sells the fentanyl to his buyers. He's harming his own people. He's actively reducing the number of voters he's going to have, because they're going to die and their children are going to go, why was this guy allowed to talk? But he's allowed to talk because this is how we've set things up, man. And on the one hand, it kind of sucks. On the other, you asked, what can the federal government do? Maybe the federal government can say, hey, anybody who, is one of these, school administrators who defies the anti-mask order and says, we're going to do this. And, they lose their salary. The federal government says, hey, we're going to reimburse you whatever you lose, which is going to open up a big can of worms. But I don't know what else there is to do. I mean, we've seen our institutions being stretched to their limits, and maybe this is a continuation of that. I mean, we just saw a guy break the law in real time for 4 years straight. He was impeached twice, and because of the makeup of Congress, the man's still walking free and, doesn't have a legal scar on him yet. I don't, as much as I want something to happen, unless the people in a position to do so. And again, Republicans in power, and there've been a handful, the Georgia Republican election officer, Arizona election people are not kowtowing. And they were Trump supporters. That's what I find so interesting, is they were Trump supporters. And now they're saying, guys, this is bullshit. Stop the audits, stop this stuff. But they're also the ones in power. So we're seeing these anti-voting laws coming in. We're seeing these restrictive gerrymandering stuff going on. Look, man, maybe we've got to lose our World War II in order to come to terms with this. And it's gonna suck. And maybe we don't live through it.
Wow. I think the big thing for me about all this is just the inactivity, the inaction from the right. Like they didn't kowtow, but they're still not doing anything. And I think Io says it right. He says, I keep saying it, Republicans aren't and are never going to save us, even the centrist ones, much less save themselves. I totally agree. And the fact is that as far as the Democrats go, I'm not all rah-rah Democrat either. I'm like, you know what? It's just that Democrats it seems like the decisions Democrats make overwhelmingly are on the side of sanity as opposed to insanity. And that's why I choose to identify as a Democrat. I don't understand how you can look at a guy like Ron DeSantis. I don't know how you can look at a woman like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz. I don't know how you can look at these people, Ted Cruz, and say that they truly are governing. They're governing for the people. I don't know how you can say that, because it's clear that they are not. The fact that DeSantis said, if you're coming for the rights of parents, then I'm going to stand in your way. No one's coming for the rights of parents. No one's doing that. It's that age-old adage, Aaron, that we've lived by on this planet for eons. And that is Star Trek freaking said it, for God's sake. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. You know what? Just because you don't want to wear a mask, but at this point, this is where I'm at, Aaron. Just because you don't want to wear a mask, I get it. I totally get it. Those of you who are immunocompromised, something's going on, dude, I'm all for you. You know what? I'm wearing my mask so I can protect you. I got you. But anyone else out there that just doesn't want to wear a mask because they're afraid, number one, that their personal rights are being, defied or being ran over, or number two, because, well, my party says, you know what? I don't feel any remorse for you. I feel no remorse for you whenever it comes to this virus. I just don't, because you know better. And you cannot convince me that people don't know any better. You know better. Your mama told you when something in your gut hurts or when something tells you that something's wrong, you should react. And you can't sit there, Aaron, they can't sit there, man, and tell me that they don't feel like something's up, like something's wrong.
Well, but
I don't buy it.
I've said it all along, Evan. There's two types of them. They either know it's wrong and view the political expedience and the joy of being a senator and living that life is more important than anything else, or they are actually that stupid. And here's the thing, Mitch McConnell knows better. Mitch McConnell knows better. And he is an arch politician who has decided that anything that's good for the Democrats is bad for the Republicans and vice versa. So it doesn't matter if Joe Biden walks outside today and says, it's a beautiful sunny day out. He's going to say, don't you see the clouds? That's just how it's going to be. I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and Cawthorn and Hawley and these people, I don't think they know better. I think they legitimately believe the ridiculousness that's coming out of their mouths. And I don't know which one is a bigger threat.
Man, Io says American individualism has gotten people thinking inconvenience is the same as infringement of rights. That's very true. Troy says, hey, Troy, what's up? Troy says, I heard a doctor say the other day that this coronavirus is going to end up mutating itself into another common cold. And he was responding to the Mount Vernon docs rant. The Mount Vernon docs rant?
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with this. I'm aware of it because of another friend who posted, and I think he's a research biologist, so he posts a lot of shit, and I share it because he knows what he's talking about. And he basically debunked the guy's rant the other night. But it was a school board meeting, and I don't even think it was supposed to be about COVID. I think it was just about beginning of the year stuff. But of course, it devolved into that. And I guess somebody, I suppose a doctor from the region said basically some ridiculous shit. And then this other doctor responding, it could mutate into the common cold in 12 years after it's devastated another 3 or 4 million people. Who knows what's going to happen with it? I mean, really, that seems unlikely given the history of viruses. But I mean, I'm so over these types of responses.
Yeah.
Because science is not meant to gamble. Science is meant to present you what it thinks is the most likely thing to happen. And we've gotten that. And anytime the, facts or parameters have changed, so has the science. And that's not science lying to you previously. That's science going, we got new info. Look,
and we still have no idea. We still have no idea the lasting effects of this thing, Aaron. Like we just don't. People have no idea. They are still thinking, in my opinion, I think they still think of COVID, those who are, doubters and things like, I think they still think of COVID as the common cold. Like, once I get over COVID, I'll be fine. No, dude, there are so many things going on with people who have had COVID. You have no idea. You've got no idea what this thing can do.
And all I can say at this point is that maybe they need to get it to find that out for themselves. I'm not trying to be flippant, and I'm not wishing bad things on anybody. But if the smartest people on the planet, when it comes to this type of stuff, isn't enough to convince you, and you use your confirmation bias and watch some dumbass video on YouTube, and that's what you believe in, then maybe the last thing we deserve to see of that person is them begging for their family to get COVID while they die on a ventilator.
Man, I am.
If I were a nurse or a doctor,
oh my God,
in the ICU right now, I would be 1,000 times more pissed off than you and I are.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You're putting my life on the line because you chose to believe a pillow salesman over me. You're putting my life, and then therefore every other life I come in contact with for the rest of the next 2 weeks until possibly whatever you've given me passes through my body, and hopefully I don't die from it.
Yep, absolutely.
This American individualism translates to, much like American capitalism does, American greed and selfishness. That's really all it is. And I'm all for American individualism. I'm all for freedoms, but you have to acknowledge that for America to be as successful and great as you say you want it to be, you also have to make sacrifices. John F. Kennedy said, that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Yep.
And that's what's being asked right now. And once again, nobody's asking you to get on a ship and float across the English Channel and storm Normandy under a hail of bullets and try to capture Central Europe. Nobody's asking you to do that. They're saying, hey, when you take your 10-minute trip into CVS, put on a mask. The best thing you could do is get a vaccine. What I find funny is people spending like $400 for fake vaccination cards when you can go get the vaccine for free.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man, it is time for a shot.
And schools and the government are giving out incentives saying, you know, they're saying, hey, if you will get the vaccine, we'll give you $150.
Yeah. They're paying you to get it.
There's your beer money, kid. There's your beer money for a good couple of weeks at least, or at least one good binger.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Right there. You know, it's halftime, guys, and couple things I want to say. Number one, we have a dear friend of ours who just turned 21 today. I think he did.
Again,
I remember.
21 again.
Yeah,
I believe,
turned
yes.
21 again. You know, so you know who you are out there. The Big D, what's up? Happy birthday to you, brother. And then I want to say, you know, we are welcoming a new class of students where I work, and they are kick-ass. They really are, dude. They're kick-ass, and they're going to fit in really nicely with our current class of kick-ass students, and so we're just going to be killing it this next year. So cheers to them. Cheers to Big D. There you go, baby. Yeah, what do you got, man? You got anything?
As my Facebook account notifies me that Fish are going on stage live in Hershey, Pennsylvania, my shout out, as goofy as it is, Trey, Mike, Paige, and Fish. They made a whole bunch of people happy this weekend. They're making a bunch of people happy tonight, and they're going to continue to do so. Find your joy, folks. Happy birthday, Big D.
Slanty. Oh, went back to JMO, dude. Oh, it's so good.
That's for you.
Oh man. Yes. Thank you. Oh man, I know you had a name that you wanted to talk about tonight. Yeah.
Well, on the heels of that, there's something else I want to talk about, and then we can get to it.
Yep.
So the UN Council on Climate Change, I believe, is it CCC, Council on Climate Change?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. They released a report, variant A6 or something like that. And the most stunning aspect of it was that it wasn't stunning, and it was basically just repeating everything it's been saying for the last 20 years, except shit's gotten worse. Our windows are closing. Our ability to stop and or reverse some of this catastrophic climate change. You know, we've got a window of 5 years now on some things.
Holy crap, dude.
And look, I mean, I believe in climate change. I actually had a guy at a fucking fish show this weekend ask me if I believed in climate change. And I said, oh yeah, it's real. And then he's like, well, don't you think the media is fear mongering? And my response was, well, not nearly as much as you're led to believe they do. And then a guy at a fish show basically admitted he hadn't gotten the vaccine. So weird community out there. Hopefully it's just that one random guy that I met at the porta potty, and he was a small minority.
Porta potty, man. It's always there.
It's always when you're going to the porta potty.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, watch out for the big eyes. But I can't. I want to. You know, I believe it. I believe it's something to be taken seriously. I don't think we've done enough as a government. You know, we've got a young lady who has, you know, made it a point to dedicate her life to, you know, bringing awareness, and she gets mocked by people. And I get on Fox News, I get on CNN right before the show to just kind of see what their headlines are and kind of take the pulse, right? And the Greg Gutfeld, one of the talking heads on Fox, said, the alarmist class, has to keep people in fear. And that's what this report means. And this is the kind of political theater that's just ridiculous. You can't acknowledge, this is anti-intellectualism, anti-expertise. You can't acknowledge that people who've devoted their lives to studying viruses, to studying climate change, to studying, how race impacts social issues in America, how using the correct term to describe somebody is important. People who've devoted their lives to studying things that the rest of us flippantly, check every once in a while, and we dismiss them. And this is another example of that. Instead of saying, maybe some of this is, I think it's exaggerated, but we should probably do something about this. Where are the conservationists in the conservative party?
Yeah.
Where's Ted Nugent, who's this avowed outdoorsman, saying, I don't want to see Florida fall into the ocean. I don't want to see, certain populations of animals reduced and become extinct because we logged their forests and their environments. Where are these people who claim that this is important to them, that when a report like this comes out, can't give it the merit that it deserves? Where are the people?
I'll tell you exactly where they are. They are stuck in the first line of their favorite song's chorus. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Dude, that's where they're at. They're like, you know what? Doesn't affect me. I mean, and that is the narrow-sightedness of the Republican Party, is that it doesn't affect me. But I want to remind people of something. Remember when we all were sitting in our homes in March and April of last year, and all of a sudden we started seeing videos, actual weather videos, actual videos from different parts of the world where the climate was beginning to heal itself, where it was actually getting cold again in the polar ice caps, where animals were actually starting to come back, where nasty ass water, where in reservoirs stuff, we're actually starting to clear up because we were taken out of the equation for 2 fucking months. That's proof. And nobody's talking about that. Nobody's throwing that out there anymore, man. And God knows that you're not going to hear about that on Fox News. But when you remove human beings from the equation, when you remove us from the equation for a while, the earth begins to heal itself. But as soon as we started back, now we get this shit. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, we got to stay out of it, but no, go ahead.
But I was going to say, there's proof that we can actually do good.
Yeah.
We saw that there were holes in the ozone layer directly caused by chlorofluorocarbons, which come from aerosols. And we reduced and restricted aerosol use. And after 20 years, we saw those holes close up. We can repair things. We can do things. I knew what I was getting into when this guy responded to me. So he asked, do you believe it? And I said, yeah, I believe in it. I just wonder how much we can do about it at this point. And he took that as, well, exactly. And I think you missed the point, man. Like, our window was 25 years ago. Now,
right.
Now, I mean, look, you're going to end up drinking dirty water and dying of dysentery long before you get to use your cool ass lawnmower blade that you've converted into a gigantic machete that you've covered in electric tape because that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Your plumbing is going to fail long before we actually get to this zombie apocalypse that you preppers think is going to happen. It's just not going to unfold in that way. Also, I'd like to point out that if your mindset is that the first thing you need to do when the apocalypse sets in is kill everybody you encounter, how you're going to create a new society?
Oh my God.
I get it. Y'all read the Stand, and the Stand was cool. I want to get some comments. The most from IO and Troy, the most disheartening thing about that report is that the countries with the least resources and contributed the most to climate change are going to be the ones to suffer the most. Exactly. Look, the United States, Russia, China, and India are the biggest polluters in the world. Africa as a continent, and IO can probably correct me on this, but Africa as a continent probably compares to those. But I'm not going to blame those individual countries because they're largely impoverished. A lot of those places are incapable of addressing this issue because they don't have roads. They're trying to get medicines to people. And that's not everywhere. I'm not trying to disparage Africa, but he's pointing out a true thing. Look, Syria is in the middle of a civil war. So I would imagine the whole place is just on fire, and on fire because of fossil fuels burning into the night sky. So never mind what that's adding. But China is just churning out factory after factory and largely doing so. They claim that they want to participate in this stuff, but we've got to get a consensus.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely right. These smaller countries are going to suffer, and we have to figure out a way to grade this on a curve, because you can't get back to good by starting a solar grid tomorrow. It's just not going to work that way. Troy said, funny, not really, but Al Gore's predictions were wrong. Yep, as the CCC reports, it's getting worse quicker than what his numbers predicted. Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's kind of like a PolitiFact, like we rate it half true. Like, I mean, he was right. He just didn't get the numbers exactly right. It was worse than he predicted. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is we haven't addressed these things. So of course they're going to get worse. And finally, IO, like my extended family, including my mom and brother, live on the coast of Nigeria and Lagos. And I'm terrified how Lagos will look 50 years from now. Dude,
oh man.
I mean, there's a ton of places that are going to be like that. Look, if Florida treats, climate change in the same way that they treat COVID, places like St. Pete, Clearwater will probably be underwater.
Yeah.
In 50 years.
I hope Mar-a-Lago is.
We're going to see a lot of places struggle. And again, there's the irony is that some of these Republicans do know better. They know climate change is happening, and they only get concerned about it when one of their properties is in danger.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They don't care that these hurricanes keep getting worse and worse and they're hitting Houston and New Orleans. Those people aren't voting Republican.
Nope.
They don't give a shit about that.
And when it hits New Orleans, it's usually black and brown people that get hit.
But the second that thing cuts across north central Florida, oh shit. Oh. We should do something about it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Why do you think Trump tried to extend the tip of his weird penis hurricane trajectory into fucking Mississippi and Louisiana? I got white folks in those places. I can't lose those voters. That's what he was trying to say he cared about. He doesn't care about who lives in Fifth Ward. He doesn't care about who lives in Treme.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't care about any of that shit. And New Orleans is it's a shithole country that just happens to be in the United States.
I love that shithole country.
I love New Orleans too, man. It wouldn't be New Orleans without the dirt.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. Yes. So that being said, and actually talking about Trump and how, he is pretty much political Teflon. Someone who is not political Teflon is Andrew Cuomo. And I know you had a few things to say about this, and this actually, this actually leads us into kind of like the invitation that we want to throw out, to any of our, female watchers. If you'd like to come on and comment on this, please do. Once again, Aaron made up a great point last week. Two dudes talking about, sexual harassment and stuff. That just that doesn't fly. But Aaron, what do you got to say about Cuomo, dude?
I got a lot to say about it. I think it's interesting that Democrats seem to be the only ones who hold themselves accountable, belatedly as it is. I'm sure these accusations were around when Cuomo ran for office, just as they were with Bill Clinton. Maybe this is right now what we're, as progressives or Democrats or liberals or anybody who doesn't worship at the phallic symbol of Donald Trump. Maybe this is our penance for turning a blind eye, for saying, you know what, Bill Clinton's going to be a phenomenal president. He's going to be a great leader. And he was. But we turned a blind eye to his discretions, his fallibilities. And Andrew Cuomo was one of the few governors really out front leading on COVID. Mm-hmm. In a state that had to be hard to manage, just the size and demographics of New York. I mean, let's face it, New York City, liberal. New York, not liberal.
Right.
Really spread out population densities. I mean, New York City was always going to be hard hit, simply because how are you going to separate people? People live on top of each other. So, on the one hand, good leader on that. On the other, smarmy fucking New Yorker that I probably wouldn't want to hang out with. And he's got a history of behaving this way. And people had always said so. I've talked a lot with various people, especially my significant other, about, the role of, powerful men. And, it's almost sort of expected. No one batted an eye when John F. Kennedy was known for being a bit of a womanizer.
Sure.
It's almost seen as a rite of passage, and we've changed. We've got the Me Too movement, and finally some people are being held accountable. Harvey Weinstein being held accountable is a good thing. But I think we're kind of all over the place with it and don't know how to tackle these issues. It kind of is like, hey, if somebody made a crass joke 25 years ago, what's their punishment today? Okay. If somebody was a creepy, pervy guy at some point, but it was also socially acceptable, I'm not letting them off the hook. I'm just asking the question, what's the appropriate punishment? And that's where that's where hopefully women will come on, and I will mute my own microphone so I don't jump in, so that they have the forum to speak as they need to. And hopefully we can get a bit of a cross section. I think it's probably a good thing that Cuomo finally resigned. And it's fitting that the lieutenant governor is a woman. That will come in, and her statement was, this will not be, there will not be harassment and issues in my government. It's it's a great thing to say. But she also can't control whether or not, somebody who works for her decides to abuse an intern.
Right. Right.
So, we've got a lot to reckon with as a society, and what, again, goes back personal freedoms. What do you think of personal freedom is? Guys think personal freedom is as what I'm designed to do. I'm a predator. I'm supposed to hit on women, and women rightly think I should have, the right to not be fucked with by some dude that I just said no to. I said, no, go away. That's not an invitation to try harder.
I finally watched Judas and the Black Messiah the other night, and there was a line in there that Daniel, I need to learn how to pronounce his last name. But anyway,
Wait, who?
Daniel.
Say this again.
Daniel I can't pronounce his last name. I can't do it justice. But the actor that played Fred Hampton in Judas and in the Black Messiah. There was a line in there that he said that was amazing, because this one dude was hitting on this woman during a meeting, and he called him out, and he's like, you know what? Your black sister is not just your black sister; she's your black sister in arms. And that stuck. I mean, that really stuck with me. And how important is it that our young men, that our young boys hear shit like that?
Yeah.
Like this is, we have truly as a society reaped what we have sown. And if we continue to sow this boys will be boys type thing, we will continue to get the same thing, which is why it's so important that, yes, as we're talking about human rights issues, because I refuse to say women's issues. These are human rights issues. If we continue to talk about human rights issues and not have the voice of both women and men in this discussion, because men need to be involved in this discussion, Aaron. They need to be involved in this, because the same way that, you know what, let's talk about it, the same way that white folks need to acknowledge their privilege. Men need to acknowledge their privilege. We need to acknowledge the fact that, you know what, yes, we do have it easier than you, because we're taught to be the aggressors. We're taught to be the ones that are supposed to, you know, model leadership and assertiveness and things like that. I'm telling you, if men are not serious about this discussion, then we're going to continue to perpetuate that toxic masculinity in this society the same way we perpetuate racism in this society. It is the exact same type of conversation that we have to have, man. Both parties have to be at the table. They both have to be there.
I saw this, you know, a while ago, and I think it's pretty accurate. The Brock Turners of the world grow up to be Brett Kavanaughs. If you're not held accountable, and look, I don't know if a 6-year-old kid should be put in jail. That would be weird. But Brock Turner wasn't a 6-year-old kid. He knew better. He knew what he was doing was wrong.
Yep.
And to continue to excuse this type of behavior, to say boys will be boys, just one is so, I mean, it's so evasive. Just, I don't let them be in trouble because I can afford it. But two, it basically says the agency of females is always secondary to the women will of men. And that's historically perhaps how Western society and culture has gotten along. But I think that's something we're actively trying to change. And you're right. Unless everybody takes this opportunity to teach in these moments. And, you know, there's pushback on this type of stuff. It's just like Texas saying, we're not going to teach about the Ku Klux Klan anymore. Avoiding topics like this guarantees that attitude will perpetuate.
Yep.
You don't talk about the Klan, there will be more Klan.
Yep.
You don't talk about what Brock Turner did wrong. Somebody else will do what Brock Turner did. And you know what? There's always going to be people who do that, but that's not a reason to not try to minimize that number. There are always going to be people who fuck up and choose to live outside society. That isn't a reason to not look after the rest of the homeless. The majority, a significant portion of whom are veterans who we claim to care about. We love our military so much. Then why are so many vets living on the street around the country and not getting the mental health care that they need? There's always going to be people who would rather kind of steal and cheat. that's not a reason to try to reform a significant portion of them. Maybe some of those people needed to lie and cheat and steal to get by for a little bit.
And that's the thing, Aaron. We as a society don't want to wrestle with the why.
Who wants to put Aladdin in jail?
We
Stole a loaf of bread, man. Stole a loaf of
we,
bread.
we don't want to talk about why. Why do folks get to such a point that they resort to these type of things?
And that's not to excuse the behavior.
Oh,
but,
well, yeah.
But not looking.
That's not to excuse it. But
not looking at,
as a society,
a reason why. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a responsibility because all men are created equal, and all men have the right, men and women, which I still think the Constitution needs to be changed. But anyway, have the right to pursue life, liberty, and happiness, right? I mean, that's what it says. So in order to do that, we need to ask why someone would choose not to. Why would someone choose to, injure or hurt another human being in order to achieve that? Well, to me, that seems like, well, there's something wrong with the system. Because if it was so easy and so freely accessible, they wouldn't need to do that. But we don't want to wade into that. We just want to punish them. That's it. But anyway, I am going to take us into my favorite part of the show, dude. It is the Hey Aaron segment, ladies and gentlemen. And this segment will get you to smile because this segment is all about food. It's all about food. And coming off of a concert weekend, I think it's pretty fitting that this is not just about any type of food. It is about fast food. Okay. So, coming off of a 3-day weekend, as far as music, you're like, I need some stuff to soak up all the libations that, you may have partaken in. So I'm going to share my screen.
Do it.
And this is a quiz, okay? Are your fast food options the same as everyone else? So here's how this quiz works, Aaron. For each of the following fast food chains, you can only choose one item to save, okay? And based on the item you choose to save, we're going to see how it ranks amongst all the millions of people that have taken this survey, okay?
1 minute.
So, yeah, go ahead. What'd you say? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So anyway, those of you who are watching, you guys can also participate because before I press the button, I will wait for you guys to also join in. So while Aaron is away, which I'm imagining he's probably filling his beer up again, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see this. This is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So are your fast food opinions the same as everyone else's? Okay, Aaron, here we go.
I see where we're going. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see where we're going. Here we go, my friend. All right. Which of these McDonald's items would you save? Remember, you can only choose one.
Okay.
We have the McMuffin, hotcakes, hash browns, Big Mac, chicken nuggets, cheeseburger, fries, apple pie, or a McFlurry.
Nuggets, man. Nuggets.
Gotta go nugs.
Yeah. I know they're not real. I don't care.
Well, wait a minute now. They've changed this stuff. They've changed it up. There's no pink slime in it anymore, I don't think. I don't know.
There isn't, but let's face it. It's leftover chicken parts.
No, well, okay. Yep. Okay. So Jessica says fries. Honestly, I'm a fry guy. I would say the fries, but since it's Hey Aaron, I'm going with Aaron and I'm going to hit the nuggets. Here we go. Hold up. They're still eating McDonald's. Here we go. Wow. There it is. Fries. 37% of
I can believe that.
all the people, the fry. I mean, it's hard to beat McDonald's fries. It is very hard to beat McDonald's fries, man. It's hard to do it. But nuggets were second, my friend. Well done. Well done. Okay. Let's move on. Which of these Taco Bell foods would you say? The Nachos Bel Grande, Crunch Wrap Supreme. You got to be careful when you say that and you've had some stuff to drink. Quesadilla, the regular soft taco, Doritos Locos Taco Supreme, the Cheesy Gordita Crunch, the Quesarito, Cinnamon Twist, or the Baja Blast, my friend.
What an odd list of things to give me a choice of. Oh man.
Right.
I'm man, this is a toss up for me because I routinely get the quesadilla combo, but I also have gotten the cheesy gordita crunch combo as well. I'm going to say cheesy gordita crunch just because it's got a bit more going on. I do love the quesadilla. But if they would have just gone Doritos Locos Tacos, not the Supreme. Yeah, tomatoes and sour cream are not my thing. Look, if you love it, I ain't mad at it. It's just I don't want it on there. So I'm going with cheesy gordita crunch. I have a feeling the answer to this question is the soft taco.
Well, and once again, Jessica may be 2 for 2, but right here, my friend, you and I are on the same wavelength. If that was just the Doritos Locos regular taco, I'm in. Right. But the cheesy gordita crunch is my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite on this menu. I think Jess has this, but I am legitimately with you, my friend. Here we go. Oh, the crunch wrap. And then the quesadilla.
I've never had a crunch wrap, a crunch wrap Supreme.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never had that, man. We're third. We're third on the list.
Look, it was only within the last year that I've had a Big Mac.
Oh, well.
I had never had a Big Mac before, like last summer, I think it was.
I'm going to say something that may disappoint you. I'm 48 years old, and I have never had a Big Mac.
See, I mean, that's
never.
Hold on, I got to be honest. I love looking at what windows you have open. And I love that you've got Maslow's hierarchy of human needs open.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. You're okay. You're looking at how nerdy I am, man. Look, you can tell I'm in a doctorate. Review. I'm doing a lit review, guys.
I'm that nerdy because I know what Maslow's hierarchy of human needs are.
Oh, Jess, you've never had one either. Okay, excellent. All right.
We're a larger community than I thought.
I know. I'm just saying, hey, we got this. All right, next one. In-N-Out Burger. Which of these In-N-Out burgers? Now, I've had In-N-Out Burger. Okay, but I haven't had like everything on here. I agree. Anyway, grilled cheeseburger, protein style, which I am taking that it's without the bun and just lettuce. Animal style fries. Oh my God, that looks incredible. They're regular fries or they're milkshakes.
I have never been to In-N-Out Burger, so I don't think I get to weigh in. However, everything I've read and heard about them says animal style fries should be kept here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Animal style is just the way to go, apparently.
It's hard not to pick that, man, because I mean, look, it's like
chili cheese and like Thousand Island dressing or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Oh my God. I mean, let's do it. That's oh wow. I mean, it was good.
I've heard their burgers are good. Have you been to Shake Shack in Fishers?
No, I've not been there yet.
So I've heard In-N-Out Burger and Shake Shack are very, very similar on their burger tip. So
okay.
I'm ready to give it a try.
Excellent. All right. Well, then maybe that's something that we do, man. Once we can trust people. Anyway. All right. I like that. That looks good, but they're regular cheeseburger one. Next. Oh God. Oh my God, Aaron. This is crack for me. I love Panda Express.
I love Panda Express.
Which of these Panda Express menu items would you save? Here we go. The cream cheese rangoon. Oh, the vegetable spring roll, which I'm like, it doesn't have meat in it. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. It's that good. Orange chicken, mushroom chicken, honey walnut shrimp, or broccoli beef. Oh, grilled teriyaki chicken, chow mein, oh God. Or the fried rice.
See, the fried rice is a cheat because that pretty much comes with everything. Like you can choose fried rice or chow mein to go with anything. So I mean,
You're going to throw that out.
Fried rice is going to win. It's going to win because it comes with everything. I think broccoli beef probably gets second here, but I'm going with I'm going with honey walnut shrimp. It's the
my God, bomb. Dude. Oh,
it's so sticky sweet. I mean, let's face it. Panda Express is just it's the crack version of Chinese food. This is not Chinese food.
they take a handful, like a handful of MSG and just.
Yeah. I like their goons, but they are not my favorite Chinese fast food goons. So I don't think they're going to make I mean, okay. they may make it. They may make it. I've had better goons. The orange chicken is nice too.
Here's what I would have chosen. And seriously, I would have the grilled teriyaki chicken. Like nice. They have solid teriyaki, but
now I want Chinese food, man. Yeah, honey walnut shrimp.
If it's not shrimp fried rice, I don't want it. Oh, Io, throwing down the gauntlet. Here we go. Honey walnut shrimp. Oh my gosh, it is the orange chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, fried rice is third.
Fried rice is third. I would have thought that would top chow mein. I'm a little surprised by that.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I think it should be higher.
I thought broccoli beef would be much higher because people like beef, and for some reason, people like broccoli.
I take it you're not a fan. Okay. All right.
That's broccoli is a tree. It is not meant to be eaten.
Jess says broccoli, beef, only thing I've had there. I can't get with you there, man. They're little trees. I've always called them little trees when I was a kid. I love them, man. It's good.
I'm with you. Shrimp fried rice is the way to go.
All right. Here we go. Next one. Okay. Now we're getting back to, like traditional college food.
Yeah.
There you go. Burger King. Here we go.
Can you scroll down? Scroll down for me.
Scroll down.
Yeah. Whopper. There we go.
Steakhouse King. Oh man, damn. Original chicken sandwich. Chicken fries. The Impossible. I'm not even gonna say it. Spicy nuggets. French fries, soft serve, or frozen Coke.
Okay, straight up, Burger King fries suck ass. They shouldn't even exist. They're like on par with Wendy's fries. I agree. Why do you exist?
Well, wait. Wendy's has upgraded their fries, so I think they're better than Burger King's now.
They have upgraded their fries, and they are better than Burger King. Both of them still sit at the bottom. I've never had a Whopper.
I've not either.
The Steakhouse King is pretty good, but I gotta say, it's kind of a niche market thing. I don't think it's going to win out here. I'm going with the original chicken sandwich. One, it's oblong. It's much like a Rax chicken sandwich.
Oh my God, Rax!
It's got a really nice, just snap crunch to it. Good flavor for a chicken sandwich. Spicy nuggets are more recent. And again, you can't go with novelty shit like a frozen Coke or an ice cream cone.
No, you can't do that.
Don't get me wrong. The chicken fries are nice when you're in the mood for it, but I think that I'm going with chicken sandwich, and I actually think it's either Whopper or chicken sandwich. I can't imagine anything else comes out here.
I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the spicy nugs, man. I like the spicy nugs. Like they hit right. They hit right like later in the evening, like late night type stuff.
I don't disagree. They are good. I think they're way too recent of a thing for most people to be like, this is the hill I'm dying on. Also, where are Burger King little onion rings, man? I don't even like onion rings, and the little Burger King onion rings are what I get over there. Their fries suck so bad I get onion rings.
That is a great point, man. That's a great point. Here we go. Original chicken.
And onion rings are unique.
Second.
You
called it.
I did. Yeah, I mean, onion rings at a fast food restaurant.
That's unique. That's unique.
Pretty unique. I know A&W root beer place used to have onion rings, but they're not very much around.
Jessica said, in our family, we have a saying, Whoppers smell like puppy butt. Puppy was the old ass little dog my grandma gave us when she got sick. Oh my God. That is okay.
That's the most specific critique
Yeah.
that I can't
Exactly.
relate to, yet immediately understand what you mean that I've ever heard my entire life. And I'd like to point out again, Hanover grad.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, I want to say in a respectable fourth, spicy nugs, my friend. Spicy nugs.
No, they're actually, I've tried all the spicy nugs around, and the Burger King ones are decent. Like I said, I just
Not bad.
I think it's too recent of a thing for people to be like, yeah, they can never get rid of it.
Gotcha. All right, let's try.
Hold on. Frozen Coke tops the Steakhouse King, the soft serve, and in a very, very sad 4%, the Impossible Whopper. Look, people, 17,300 people voted for the Impossible Whopper. And I would just say to you, who hurt you?
Stop trying to get stuff that tastes like ours. Okay, here we go. So us carnivores. We never go to Burger King. Yeah, I get you. All right, last one. This was controversial.
Ooh.
Which Chick-fil-A menu items would you save? None of them.
The
anyway,
Bible.
Here we go.
The Bible.
The Bible. Here we go.
Leviticus.
The spicy chicken sandwich, the nugs, the chicken sandwich, which I disagree with. Don't put cheese on this. Do not put cheese on this.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Grilled Cool Wrap, the grilled chicken sandwich, the Cobb salad, the waffle fries, mac and cheese, or the milkshakes.
I'm going to throw a curveball here because.
Oh, no. Here we go.
First off, I boycotted Chick-fil-A for a while.
So have I.
And then I had to acknowledge pretty good chicken sandwich. But here's the thing. They've got their regular chicken sandwich all dressed up like bullshit on here.
Yes.
So
I don't like that.
My curveball is this, especially among fast food restaurants, their grilled chicken sandwich is the bomb.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I've never had it.
I would keep that because I mean, among all the other fast food restaurants, none of them even compare. Their grilled chicken, I mean, they do chicken right. Their grilled chicken sandwich is the shit. And if I wanted a fast food grilled chicken sandwich, that's where I'd go to.
Well, let's see what you got.
Their spicy chicken's not bad.
Here's what I would choose. Those fucking waffle fries, dude. Oh my God.
Their waffle.
Oh my God.
Again, something unique and different that you can't get elsewhere. That's if they'd had Rally's on here, I'd have gone for Rally's fries because Rally's fries are somewhere between like funnel cake and like Arby's like spicy fries or whatever you call them. Like, what's going on here? Because it tastes like I'm at the fair.
There you go. All right, let's see what you got. Grilled chicken.
Survey says. Spicy chicken.
What?
Chicken.
Oh, these infidels.
That's fine, man. Look, I don't need anyone else's validation to know that the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken sandwich has its place.
There you go. And with that, my friends, thank you so much for playing along with Hey Aaron, second favorite part of the show. Aaron, love you, man. It's been a good show. Why don't you take us out with your final thoughts, my friend?
You know, my final thought is very similar to what I always do. Look after yourself, find your joy. I got to go away for 3 days this weekend in the midst of a lot of chaos. And quite frankly, I came back to the same chaos. So it was a brief respite, but what a respite it was to hang out with some good friends, to talk about old times, spin new yarns, make old yarns even bigger, traipse around at a show. I can tell you this, man, this is the first 3-day standing on a hillside show I've done in 22 years. Last time was 21 years. Last time was 2000, summer of 2000. And my calves hurt, my feet hurt. I just sit down a lot more than I used to. But it was a blast. And you know what? Fish isn't for everybody. So I'm not saying you got to go to a fish show. But as always, look for that thing that brings you some joy. Your Maria Kondo, if you will. is Kando, whatever.
Oh, yeah, we know what you mean.
Find your joy, find the things that bring you joy, and unashamedly pursue those things. That was something that I got reminded of this weekend, was that I got some friends that they just get up and go when they want to. And they know how to do it, and that's half the battle. But still, just having that freedom, that whim, that ability to just get up and go, don't lose that. We all get beat down. We all are participating on a certain level in this society, and we have to. That's how it all works. But get away, go find your time. And if your time is just sitting by the riverbank and reading a book, that's good enough. Mine was going to a fish show for 3 days this weekend, and just find what makes you happy, and keep doing it. And if you can't find that thing, if you need a little help, I guarantee you come hang out with me and Evan and the Big D Simmons. We will probably help you find that, and I can guarantee you'll at least have a good time for a little bit, because you'll be having some nice cold beverages with a couple of hella dudes. Nah, seriously. Nah, but seriously. Just it's tough out there, folks, and it's about to get tougher. And all we can do is look after ourselves and hopefully look after each other when we get the chance. So I'm always here to listen. Evan's always here to listen. We're always up for meeting for a nice cold beverage.
Outside right now.
Outside. And even if you don't drink, come have your glass of water, your seltzer, whatever it is you need. No judgment.
Yep.
It's all about just finding that good personal space, and finding a way to find the light and be happy. So everybody out there, once again, love you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Evan appreciates it. Slanty.
Black people vote.
As ever, Black people vote. End live video.